Hello, animal science students. Today we're going to start looking at careers in animal science. I know that a lot of people who take this course have interest in being a veterinarian. However, I want to make sure that you know and understand that there are a lot of different options out there, and those options are not all being a veterinarian. There are a lot of jobs that are available within the animal science industry that are much different than having to go to vet school. It's important for you to start thinking now about the things that you want to do with your future because we all have got ideas in mind, and sometimes those ideas change from time to time. So, I just want to get you thinking in that direction. And as we do that, let's talk about some different careers that are available in the animal science industry. Now, I'm not going to read through all of these word for word because I'm not going to insult your intelligence. I know you can read. There are a lot of jobs that are available in the science field, engineers, things related to that. A lot of these jobs are not going to be available in the Cleveland County area. However, if you are willing to move, then there are lots of jobs that are available in the scientific field, especially research. There's jobs that are available in the Research Triangle Park in North Carolina and the Raleigh-Durham Chapel Hill area, and those jobs are all going to be lab science related. A lot of times you actually be working in some sort of a lab type environment, but there are a lot of those jobs that are available if you are interested in research. There are some people that like the financial side of things. I like having money if I have money, but not necessarily having to do finance type stuff. So it probably would not be the best option for me, but for some of you who like that type of thing, there are jobs where you can work in the animal science field and still work with finance. Places like Carolina Farm Credit is basically like a bank for agriculturists, and so that is an option. You could still work in the financial industry, but also work within the agriculture industry as well. This is a huge area as far as employment right now. Marketing, merchandising, sales. If you've ever been at a doctor and you see a sales representative from a company come in, they're always very well dressed, and they are in there talking to the doctors about the medications that their company makes and the company that they're representing. And now that's getting to be pretty prevalent in the animal science field as well. There are lots of pharmaceuticals that are available in the animal science field, and there are people that need to sell them. And so that's one side of it. Um, Buying the animals themselves, being a livestock buyer, working with animals as far as marketing. There's a lot of different opportunities if that's something that you're interested in and you're looking at the marketing and sales of animals or animal products and byproducts. You could do what I do. There are always jobs that are available in teaching. And I will say this is never a dull job. There's always something that is going on. You just never know what you're going to be able to expect in a day. If that's not necessarily for you and you don't want to work with students on a day to day basis, there is also extension. And with extension, you are still teaching people and you're helping people, but it's on an as needed basis whenever they contact you. So there are lots of opportunities there as well. There are also people who do public relations. There are people who do reporting. So there are a lot of opportunities in the communications field for somebody that's interested in agriculture and animal science as well. Social services professionals. I have a friend who actually does food inspection, and he goes into restaurants, and that's his job. He's in the agricultural field, and he does restaurant inspections. So that might be another option or alternative for you if you're interested in that particular type of thing. It would definitely tell you which restaurants to eat at and which restaurants not to eat at. So, good option there if that's something that you're interested in. Um, Social services is definitely a needed profession. Production is probably the one that we think of most whenever we're thinking about agriculturists. We think about people who are actually raising animals and producing animals. These are the farmers and the ranchers and the people that are raising the cows and the pigs and the goats, and they're producing. And that's the biggest agricultural business in our county, is the production of broilers for Case Farms. And so one of the um, major agricultural businesses in our county is going to be ag production, and people that are raising chickens for meat purposes. So lots of opportunities there in Cleveland County. Now, as you're thinking about an occupation, it's important to think about what you like doing. When I was in high school, actually when I was a little kid and then going into high school, I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. And the real reason that I thought that was, number one, my best friend wanted to be a lawyer. Number two, lawyers made a lot of money. And number three, I would get to argue for a living. Um, and I got into it and I kind of thought, this is not necessarily what I want to do with my life. And so, as you are thinking about what type of career you want to have, you want to think about what you enjoy. So, you need to look at the different steps that there are in actually choosing an occupation before you decide to jump in and go for it. First thing you want to do is to take a self analysis. You want to figure out who you are. What do you like doing? If you are going to be miserable, stuck inside all day, then you probably don't want a job where you're going to be sitting behind a computer. If you are going to be, you know, scared to be around animals, you probably don't want a job in a field where you're going to be actually physically in touch with animals every day. So think about, what do you like to do? Your ability, your talents. There are certain things that you're good at just naturally. Think about those things that you're naturally good at. Think about things that you can actually do as far as physical stamina and keep up with the actual physicality of the job. Things that you've done in the past and enjoyed. Now, I know that, there's plenty of jobs that I've done before, and I have previous experience with, but it's not something that I would want to do now. But, think about the things you've done in the past. Was it something that you enjoyed? Was it something that you would want to do again? And just, is it something that interests you? I've been teaching. This is my 20th year teaching. And, if there was not something about the job that interests me, I would have been gone long before now. So think about something that can hold your attention that you actually are going to enjoy doing. As we look at some more self analysis, think about education. Now, for some of you, you don't mind the thoughts of leaving high school and doing another 4+ years of college or graduate school. But for some people, once you're done with high school, you may want to be done with school, or unless you want to do some training or some community college. So, if you want to be a veterinarian, you're going to have to understand that not only are you going to have to finish high school and go to college, but be accepted to vet school and do that vet school as well. So, it is going to take a lot more education than somebody who may just decide they want to go and work on a production farm. So you have to think about how much education you're willing to get. What do you see for yourself? One of the assignments that you're going to do with this unit is to look at NC Careers, and you're basically going to look at a job and see, what kind of money can I make from this job? What kind of lifestyle do I want to have, and how much money is it going to take to actually have that lifestyle? Are you willing to change? How flexible are you? And then really, your personality. If I don't like people, then I probably don't want to go into a field where I'm going to have to deal with people every day. It's probably not a good idea to be a teacher if you don't like people. It's probably not a good idea to go and be a vet if you don't like working with animals. So think about your personality and those particular personality traits. After you figured out you, then you need to actually do some research on the job. What are you going to be doing? Are you going to be inside? Are you going to be outside? Where are you going to be working? What are going to be the hours? whenever I fell off the lawyer bandwagon and decided I wanted to be a veterinarian, I didn't think about the long hours that a vet sometimes has to put in with emergencies and middle of the night emergency calls. So you have to think about, am I willing to sacrifice my time and do whatever it is that I need to for this job that I want to have? Am I willing to do the educational piece? And I need to look at the demand. Is there actually going to be a job? Are there going to be opportunities for me to be able to get a job? Is the pay sufficient for what it is the lifestyle that I want to have? Um, is there going to be job security? Is there always going to be a job in this particular area? So, really good way to get experience is to actually do the job and get some work experience, do some job shadowing, internships, but for sure do some research to make sure you know what the job is all about. Step 3 is to make a decision. Um, Always have a second choice. I mean, I didn't turn out to be the lawyer that I thought I was going to be when I was a freshman in high school. I didn't even turn out to be the veterinarian that I thought I was going to be whenever I graduated high school and went to college. So, always have other options in mind. Always think of a second choice, and just leave opportunities for you to figure it out what it is that you want to do in the future. Don't lock yourself in to a position that's going um, to cause you heartburn in the long run. So make a decision, but also make sure that you are flexible in that decision and that you can change should the need arise. And that is it for the career portion. I will be back next time and we will talk about SAE opportunities and your project for this semester. I will see you soon.